Hi folks, RSBN founder and CEO Joe Seals here. Did you know there is nearly $1 trillion of infrastructure and pandemic funds yet to be spent? That's right, there's a massive amount of money that the lame duck administration is pushing hard to spend in their last few months. If the president is able to push these funds out, we could see another prolonged inflation surge, just like during COVID. And I'm sure you remember the terrible effects that high prices had on most Americans. But there's hope. A surge in prices can be beaten. A gold IRA from Birch Gold Group is the ultimate inflation hedge for your savings in uncertain times. To see how to protect your IRA or 401k, get your free info kit on gold by texting the word Trump to 989898. Birch Gold makes it seamless to roll over your retirement account while preserving your tax advantage status. Don't wait for the president's spending spree to tank the dollar further. Protect your financial future now. Text Trump to the number 989898 for your free info kit from Birch Gold.
But the prices have been driven up here, and people can't afford the groceries. I told the story the other day. A woman, sort of elderly woman who was sad, goes up to the counter, register, puts 3 apples on, and then realizes she can't afford it. And she took 1 apple, brought it back into the refrigeration, came back, and she took 2 apples. That shouldn't be happening in this country. That shouldn't be happening. And by slashing inflation, we will cut interest rates and reduce the monthly cost of your typical mortgage by $1,000. $1,000 a month. Listen, so interest rates with me were at 2%. Interest rates with her and Joe. I got to add him. I don't know. Is he still the president? I'm trying to figure it out. You know, I hate to waste the time by saying and him, because I don't know. Is he the president? Because yesterday his wife took over the cabinet meeting, right? Said, I'm going to ask my wife to take it. He hasn't had a cabinet meeting like in 2 years. And yesterday they finally had it. And he said, I'm going to let Jill handle it. We will a lot of things are happening there. A lot of bad things are happening. We will massively cut taxes for workers. We will have no tax on tips. We will have no tax on overtime. And no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors. No tax. And it makes sense because the seniors have been hurt so badly with inflation. So we're going to have no tax on Social Security for our seniors. And while working Americans catch up, we're going to put a temporary cap on interest rates on credit card debt at 10%. Some people are paying 25 and 30%. It's crazy. You know, in theory, that's against the law. Okay, called the usury laws. But in theory, that's against. So we're going to cap it for a period of time at 10%. This election is about the economy. This election is about the border. That's what it is. And I am your border president. Your border president. Kamala would be your invasion president. She would be your country-destroying president. But remember this, look, on the border. In 2016, we had a bad border. I fixed it. And it was so good that I couldn't mention it in 2020, even though, excuse me, I might say, we got millions more votes in 2020 than we did in 2016, right? Some bad crap happened. Some bad things happened. We got millions and millions of more votes, so what a disgrace. Think of our country if I were president. You wouldn't have Ukraine, Russia. That wouldn't happen. You wouldn't have any inflation. You wouldn't have had the attack on Israel. And you wouldn't have had the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country, and that's the way they withdrew from Afghanistan. None of this would have happened, and a lot of other good things. We would be energy independent. We were already energy independent. We were going to be energy dominant by now. More than Russia, more than anything. We have more than Russia. We have more than Saudi Arabia, more oil. We have more than anybody. I call it liquid gold. We have more liquid gold under our feet. And what do? We go to Venezuela to get oil, to get tar. They sell us tar that we refine in our country. In Houston, Texas, not a pretty sight. As border czar, Kamala Harris has allowed 21 million illegals to pour in from all over the world. They're coming from the prisons and the jails. They're coming from mental institutions and insane asylums. They're terrorists, and she's letting, literally at record levels, terrorists are pouring into our country. Did you see the chart? 4 years ago, we had 11 terrorists come in, and we got them, everyone. Now we have thousands of terrorists in our country, and the worst terrorists from the worst countries. Here in North Carolina, migrant crime is totally out of control, encouraged by sanctuary jurisdictions, sanctuary cities all across your state. In July, an illegal alien who Border Czar Harris released him, special order, into our country, was arrested for stalking a woman into a public bathroom in Charlotte and attempting to rape her and ultimately rape her and hurt her very badly. Here in Wilmington last month, an illegal alien from Venezuela brutally stabbed a man to death. This murder came just 4 days after he was arrested for horrible domestic violence. But instead of being deported, this criminal alien was released to kill again. Kill again he did. And in June, a fugitive illegal alien criminal from Honduras was arrested after savagely murdering a 23-year-old in the sanctuary jurisdiction of Mecklenburg. Anybody come from Mecklenburg County? You read about it. That was a big one. That was a bad one. Nasty, nasty.
Hi, folks. RSBN founder and CEO Joe Steele here. Did you know there is nearly $1 trillion of infrastructure and pandemic funds yet to be spent? That's right, there's a massive amount of money that the lame duck administration is pushing hard to spend in their last few months. If the president is able to push these funds out, we could see another prolonged inflation surge, just like during COVID. And I'm sure you remember the terrible effects that high prices had on most Americans. But there's hope. A surge in prices can be beaten. A gold IRA from Birch Gold Group is the ultimate inflation hedge for your savings in uncertain times. To see how to protect your IRA or 401k, get your free info kit on gold by texting the word Trump to 989898. Birch Gold makes it seamless to roll over your retirement account while preserving your tax advantage status. Don't wait for the president's spending spree to tank the dollar further. Protect your financial future now. Text Trump to the number 989898 for your free info kit from Birch Gold.
Today I'm announcing a new plan to end all sanctuary cities in North Carolina and all across our country. No more sanctuary cities. Uncle Sam, do you agree? Uncle Sam agrees. I had a feeling you would, right? You're great. As soon as I take office, we will immediately surge federal law enforcement to every city that is failing, which is a lot of them, to turn over criminal aliens, and we will hunt down, capture every single gang member, drug dealer, rapist, murderer, and migrant criminal that is being illegally harbored. Every one of the top 25 worst cities are Democrat-run cities. We will get them out of North Carolina, and we will send them home where they belong. I will ask Congress to pass a law outlawing sanctuary cities nationwide, and we will bring down the full weight of the federal government on any jurisdiction that refuses to cooperate with ICE and these are great patriots, ICE and Border Patrol, and our great Border Patrol. They're not allowed to do their job. They want to do their job. They're not allowed. Within 2 years, there will not be one single foreign criminal gang operated in North Carolina or anywhere else. You have a lot of gangs. Hate to say it, you have a lot of gangs in this state. Are there any gang members in the audience, please? Would you please raise your hand? So that's the choice. Kamala Harris will fly criminal migrants into every one of your cities and towns. Did you see that? They're saying, well, we've decided to get tough on crime. You know, like 2 weeks ago, because they want to try and get some votes because they're not doing so good. This issue is not a good one for them. But did you see? And then we learned that they're flying them in beautiful, big, fat, beautiful Boeing aircraft, just like that one, with more seats, actually. I have fewer seats in mine than they do. But they fly them in with beautiful aircraft. They fly them all over the country by the hundreds of thousands. They're flying in over the border. So they don't want to stop them because they're continuing the flights into our country. I will get every migrant criminal out of our country, and I'll get them out fast. We have to. We have no choice. And they're taking over our country. You see what they're doing. Kamala Harris's border invasion is also crushing the jobs and wages of African-American workers and Hispanic-American workers, and also union members. Unions are next. You watch. They are working and hurting what's going on with African-American workers and with Hispanic in particular. They're taking your jobs. They're taking your jobs. Every job produced in this country over the last 2 years has gone to illegal aliens. Every job. Think of it. What we're doing to this country is so sad. You know, I stand up here. Thank you. Thank you. You're right about that. We'll save you. We're going to save you. We're going to save you. We're going to save you. No, we're going to save you. But it is sad. A young guy, I don't know where the hell he is. There are a lot of people out here. But when he screams, "You've got to save us, President Trump," that we need a scream like that you would think in this country that you even need something like that. It's very sad. But we're going to save you. We will. We did it once. We're going to do it again. And we're going to do it at a higher level. An even higher level. That's one of the big reasons why I just won the overwhelming endorsement of the rank-and-file membership of the Teamsters. They voted for Trump. They voted for Trump. Last month, American-born workers lost, think of this, 1.3 million jobs. So American voters and their voters, American workers lost 1.3 million jobs. Meanwhile, the migrants picked up 635,000 jobs, plus another 700,000 or 800,000 jobs at least that we know of. But the Americans lost jobs. What a disgrace. I don't even, you read some of this and you hear the facts. You find it hard to believe it can be happening, actually, because, the Republican Party has become a party of common sense. I call it the party of common sense. We're conservative. We're all of the same. But it's become a party. Where is the common sense in open borders and high taxes and the job numbers that I just read to you? Even Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said this week, quote, "The influx across the borders has been one of the things that has allowed unemployment to rise, and rise substantially. To save your jobs, you must vote for Trump." Very simple. Very simple.